slaughter bill was cut off by Siddaramaiah. He clearly gave the access to people to have slaughter the cow. And
Sure.
also the other aspect they're looking into this is the vigilante
Yes.
process that you see. That
Absolutely.
is something that they want to cut down to. Because
Yes.
the bill clearly mentions that cow vigilantes, those who are doing this are a part of the system, and that is something that Siddaramaiah is against it, and that is one the other reason why they're looking into this bill.
Absolutely, because we remember the case of Idris Pasha, and I'll come back to you later because, you know, those taking it upon themselves to say, oh, you are actually, you know, show me your truck, let me see, because what is the definition of beef? Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be very surprised. So far, what you and I understood by beef was the meat of cow. But in the new lexicon, beef is the meat of any animal, any cattle. So you see, this entire bill, it protects the cow in entirety, and which is fine. I have no fight with that, absolutely no fight. I am not going to say how dare they, it is there. But the point is, you have to look at it, maybe the Congress is trying to look at it, of course, from the prism of politics. They make no bones about it, they always do that. But the point is, they are also trying to look at it from other, you know, from the prism of other communities. Satish, let me come to you. The point is, this cow vigilantism, you have seen many cases in Uttar Pradesh. Of course, scores and scores, you know, the cases are still being fought in the court. But in Karnataka also, let me tell you, a lot of people, you know, suddenly I'll say I'm from this organization, that organization, whereas it is stipulated that if you're sub-inspector, you can actually start investigation. But all kinds of people come, I belong to Z organization, what is in your house, what is in your fridge, what is in your truck, and it has also led to several deaths. How does one handle this? How does one handle this? Because it's clearly the cow is becoming what is holy to me, maybe something on your plate, and it's become a slugfest between communities, which should not happen. It's there in the constitution that you can eat what you want to.
It is quite, maybe from your angle, it may be a ticklish question. But what I generally understand from this, the law is very clear on certain aspects. But whatever law is made only based on constitution. Whatever has been stated or maybe emphasized in constitution has to be adhered in each and every act of any government. In case it is contra to the constitution, then it is an unlawful act. See, when the constitution says very clearly protection of cow has to be ensured, then no law can of any state bring any act which is against the constitution. I am very clear about it. See, when you say it is in a practical aspects, I understand that suddenly some inspector or some investigating authority is entering your house or maybe checking your vehicles or what you are transporting and what you are and about the whatever the content of the transportation. See, the things are, you should understand basically it is not only happening for any animal husbandry or something like that for cattle. It is happening for any illegal trading. You take care of in case you for any trees or from the forest department or maybe from the forest of forest reserves from one state to the other state, or maybe for any minerals from one state to other state, or maybe even from one interstate smuggling happens from one country to the coming into the country of our land. See, wherever you go, this practical aspects of that we have to follow the law. What has been stated by law, because always there are illegal trading and people are finding the loopholes in it. So we cannot say that generally whether the investigating authorities, whether maybe at the inspector level or maybe at the higher authorities, they should.
Sir, I understand if there is illegal trading, you have to make a crackdown. But you know, let me tell you a case I've studied, I mean, there are case studies available on the net also. One poor farmer and not belonging to the minority community, he had to get his daughter married. His daughter, also the daughter had some medical bills. He tried to sell his cow, vigilantes came. They said, why are you doing this? What is the purpose? He said, I have to pay the bills for my daughter. She is very ill. She's gone to Bengaluru hospital and I live in a village. I don't have that money, sir. They said, take insurance. Why are you doing this? There must be some. You see, the thing is, vigilantes are bad, Satish. Any side. It is the police. Already we have problems. Anyway, let me come back to you. I'll welcome Professor Chambi Puranik. Great to see you, sir. Namaskara. Before I come to you, Professor, I want to play out certain political reactions. See, the cow is a political issue. We can't run away from that. The cow is a very endearing animal, one of my favorites, yes. Will I eat it? No. But then if you are eating it, I am no one to stop you. But let's listen to some political reactions coming in.
Let them take concrete measures in this direction and we will come up with an appropriate response. It is too early to comment on this issue because neither the Chief Minister nor the Deputy Chief Minister have made any statement on this.
Animal Husbandry Minister.
I would want to wait until the Chief Minister or the Deputy Chief Minister will make this comment. We will form our appropriate response thereafter. I can only say this, that the government should not approach policies, whether it is with respect to development, whether it is respect to any other legislation, with a vindictive attitude. The approach of the government has to be holistic and constructive. If the approach of the government is going to be professional, constructive, and in a manner that is going to take the interests of the state forward, the Bharatiya Janata Party and all its elected representatives will wholeheartedly welcome such move. But if measures are taken with a political vindictiveness in mind, then the BJP will fiercely oppose any such measures which will not be in the interest of the state.
Whatever should be done to take care the interest of the farmers of Karnataka, because cow slaughter bill is affecting the farmers of Karnataka. It is not a religious issue, not a caste issue. It is the farmers' issue. So the state government should sit in consultation with the farmers. They should take a decision. Whatever makes the lives of the farmers easy, that decision has to be made.
दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात यह है, किसी राज्य का पशुपालन मंत्री जिसके पास डेयरी विकास का काम हो, वो हत्यारों के साथ खड़ा होगा। आखिरकार पशुओं की रक्षा करना, गौमाता की रक्षा करना उसका दायित्व है, हत्या करना दायित्व नहीं उसका। या तो इस मंत्रालय का नाम बदल देना चाहिए इनको, पशु हत्या मंत्रालय रख लो, फिर इसका ज्यादा बेटर है। और अगर कोई तकलीफ उससे है कि बूढ़ी गाय का क्या करें, तो मंत्री महोदय मैं पूछना चाहता हूं, आप अपनी बूढ़ी माँ का क्या करते हैं? मुझे कहने में बड़ा लज्जापूर्ण लग रहा है इस बात को, लेकिन कहना पड़ रहा है, क्योंकि मेरी माँ को काटने की बात करोगे ना, तो हिंदू समाज किसी हद तक जाएगा।
Professor Puranik, I mean, this kind of the last bite you heard from a VHP person, that what do you do with your old mother? I'm sorry, I'm also someone's old mother and I'm not a cow, sir. I'm very clear, I'm a human being, So these kind of emotional whipping is what really leads to vigilantism. But let's come to it later. I'll talk to you, Professor, first about this bill. The 1964 Act, then 2010, if you remember Yadurappa, 2013 Siddaramaiah, again, 2020 BJP bill, now the Congress is saying. Overall, if you want to really speak in the layman's voice, then it's basically the cows are excluded by the BJP, whereas the earlier bill said all aging and ailing cattle. How do you look at it, sir? Do you think, yes, it is done for politics? But what do you think about the overall? Because as a professor, I know that you have the talent to look at it from the top angle. Put things in perspective, Professor.
Yeah, certainly, the very act, Article 48 of the Constitution and our directive principles, though they are not enforceable like fundamental rights, they are bounden duties or responsibilities of the state governments, which you all of you know. And then speaking to another channel yesterday, I did tell the same thing what you mentioned. Just because your parents are old, they cannot earn anything, and you are not in a position to take care of them. Will you send them to Vruddhashrama or Anatashrama or old age homes? What will happen to the sentiments that you have had for them? The same way, cow is considered, not only in terms of politics and economics of cow slaughter, all that, we have been discussing. And I mean, I have also done a lot of research in that in the University of Mysore. But, coming back to the sentiments of the people, the very promise that the new government has come, is a government which is fortunate to have stability, majority for its own, carrying on its own development programs and the priorities on that. This is not a priority. I am appalled by the, immature or hasty statement of the animal husbandry minister, whom I know, Venkatesh. He's a very moderate person. I don't know, he might have retraced, his kind of utterances or outburst and all that. Maybe he's trying to appease some people, saying that we are progressive and we will do that. No, this is not the progressive thing that you require. So therefore, you have goshalas are there, animal husbandry clinics are there, the mobile vans are there. You can take care of them. And tell me, in terms of statistics and data, as I know from the sources that I have also contacted, they say only in 2-3 districts, especially the Bangalore rural district and some parts of Chikmagaluru area, these are all problems that are there. But, to take care of the old cows, the cattle which cannot be productive in the agriculture, just to say that we will send them to slaughterhouse or sell them and all that. I think, Congress government should not play on the same thing what BJP was accused of, playing on emotions, playing on sentiments, playing on religious kind of controversial, sensitive issues. I think these are things that Congress should avoid. And Mr. Siddaramaiah, being a very seasoned administrator and knowing the kind of feelings and pulses of the people, and who has taken oath under the constitution, in the name of God, that itself shows there is a transformation in his heart. Earlier, people used to say he is totally an agnostic and he will not believe in this kind of thing. No, he is. It's actually his own people also definitely worship cow also.
No, but now, Professor, I want to, because you've done so much research, the cow ultimately is about economics, sir. It's not so much about religion,
No, the state can take care of it. The state is.
But where is the state taking? I want to know, when a cow dies, like all the farmers, many farmers, not all, many farmers, and also, those who work in the tannery sector and all of them, they say, when a cow is dead or when a cow is stopped being production, I cannot take care of this extra burden. I have other cattle to take care of, sir. Now gaushalas, I will give them free. Why should I give them free? I have brought up this cow, no? I have given it so much of food and I have reared it. You tell me, what is the solution then, Professor? You cannot slaughter them because it is against your emotions and your religiosity. What does one do? What do you do then?
But, see, there is a way of handling this situation. Take for example, just take 30 seconds.
Right.
See, very few farmers have got too many cows. Maximum maybe 6 or 8. And those people who have hundreds and thousands of them, for them this could be a problem. That's where the goshalas are there. Whatever the kind of arrangements, the alternative thing government is giving, to give in terms of fodder or subsidy like that. When you give free bus travel to women all over Karnataka, the entire women folk, can you not take care of a few cows which have served you with milk, with the kind of nature's gift to sustain the protein and the growth and the development of the child, the family and all that. So I think there is a kind of a need to have a kind of not scientific alone, economics. That's why I said when we made survey, the idea of economics was there. But apart from that, the sentiments of the people are also important. I think there is a need to balance this, and it's not a priority for the state government of Karnataka under Congress regime, because they have other priorities, to mobilize resources and funds for the 5 briefs you have given, the development programs, unemployment issues. I think, the minister, one small thing, Sudha, what I have noticed in the last 2 weeks is every minister tries to speak something, controversial, like as if he is the spokesperson of the government. I think, this is something which Mr. Siddaramaiah should control. This is what happened to BJP government. That's how BJP government got into trouble and controversies. The same mistake Mr. Siddaramaiah should not do it. You
Yeah.
should tell them whatever your proposal, you bring it to the cabinet. Don't go
All
to the
right.
press.
Right.
Don't create
So
emotions.
the right
Don't create
person,
controversies. I think this should be
Professor.
the kind of suggestion I give.
Sure.
That's what I.
Yes. So the right person, Satish, I'll come to you. Thank you for your patience. You waited. But let me go to Wajihulla. Wajihulla, do you think that all this is only happening for impact? Because see, like I said, this is a very, very important issue. I mean, these days, every small thing becomes tomorrow, a little fly will also become a big political issue. But the cow, as you know, it's got religio, cultural, also economic implications. Look at what the professor is saying. The professor is saying that, you know, and you also said, Vaji, that not many big leaders of the BJP came out to protest. There were just, you know, usual protest and things like that. Do you think the Congress is doing it only to see to it that, oh, the BJP did it, I will see to it that I revoke it?
Sudha, it's also a game of who can do it better than the other. If we see when Yadurappa bought this bill, Siddaramaiah came out and striked it off, and then again you saw Bommai coming, and now Siddaramaiah doing the same. And now the two differences that I understand from these two political parties is one, they have an issue with the age. The BJP plays it with the emotion, while Congress counters the same with the farmers as their prerogative that it's the farmers who are suffering. We should not weigh the emotions of one individual or a community or so and so. We should cater to the farmers who is the one who's actually catering to it. So that is the fight that the Congress and BJP has when it comes to the age of this thing. The other part that you see is the BJP bill gives leverage to the cow vigilantes. They say that those who are involved in helping and protecting the cows are a part of the structure and they'll be benefited. Well, the Congress does not allow that. Congress does not believe in the idea of vigilantism. So they both of them are catering to the same idea but from two different sides. And the reason why the debates like cow come into the fold is also because it caters a lot of attention. There is one community in this country that loves eating cattle, and then there is another community that does not love. So we can create this issue and create a divide, and we can make it into a talking point, while other issues can die down. Now, this is one reason when we see cow, the issue of cow coming up. The other day, if I could tell you this, I was traveling in an auto, and there was a cow sitting in this lane, and I told my auto driver, see, all of us are going past it, and nobody nobody's telling the cow to get up and move on the other side so that the traffic could go easily. He said, sir, adella beda, sir. Let's not go there only, sir. Summa, something will happen. I will be sent to jail for 10 years. In this country, touching a cow is getting into jail. So that is the fear that has been created in the minds of the people. Random cattle on the road is also not touched. So you can clearly understand that issues like this are created to divide the mindset of the people, to create a sense of fear among the people. So the present regime, though they've spoken about it, they've also gone on to say that we are not considering anything on this as of now because the cabinet will decide this. So Congress putting this out is only from one way or the other from the perspective of the farmers, and the BJP coming out, though not many leaders have come out, is only on the basis of the emotional card that they're playing with.
Right. Satish, tell me something. If the Congress, I mean, makes up its mind to revoke this, then what is the process? I mean, how does it go about it? How long will it take? What does it entail, Satish?
Definitely, from the political angle, BJP will go for maybe a strong protest all over the state, or maybe even outside the state. Maybe, and even they may. I feel that the present Congress government is expecting some sort of opinion from the central government also in this regard, by which they can even project not only the state BJP, even the central BJP is against Karnataka. To some extent, BJP in Congress is, the Congress in Karnataka, they are expecting some sort of revolt in this episode, especially. That's what I feel, because the sentiments of the entire Hindu community, especially in all over India, is there. And definitely this will create one issue. That is one thing. And second thing, definitely I feel as soon as in case the bill is brought before the Karnataka Assembly, And yes, we have to go through the each and every aspect, or maybe even the words what have been stated when compared to the previous legislations and the present one. And definitely, I feel BJP will go for go to the Karnataka High Court to ban the act once again. And I hope the judiciary will take its own course.
Right, it will take its own course. Let me go to Professor now. Professor, you know, in this new bill, look at this, there is those found guilty can be imprisoned for up to 7 years and fined between 50,000 and 5 lakhs. The BJP meant business, Professor. You know, and look at it, it is not, it is just that when you make such stringent measures mandatory, it is very clear where they are going. I am not looking at the merits of is it right or wrong. I mean, I am not the ethics committee, but from here comes a lot of things. For instance, like I said, cow vigilant, there are so many cases, and I am sure Wajihulla can go on. You know, Professor, Professor, so well. Yeah, so I mean, how do you control this? See, just because this government, and I am a supporter of, let us say, ex-government, that does not give me the right to go around beating up people. No, Professor.
Yeah.
How do you stop that? Because see, in this, what is, you know, what is the issue, Professor? It's a cow.
Yeah, many
so
such
you take a very moral high ground. Oh, I was
Yeah.
protecting a cow. She's called Kalyani. You see, I know, I'm a South Indian. No, I know all this. Yeah, go on, Professor.
I think, you know, BJP also, I mean, by bringing such stringent provisions, as our advocate friend mentioned, it's going to be a matter of contention. Definitely, people will go to court and question whatever the new amendments that Congress government is going to bring. But, you know, I mean, this is not the priority. This is what I am saying. You know. Well, who has demanded it? Is there any demand from farmers or agriculture saying that it's a burden and we can't do it? Only politicians. I have come across one minister talking like this out of whatever the kind of responsibility is there. I don't think he has acquitted himself well also. So in the enthusiasm to appease or to, I mean, please somebody, I don't know. Many people say high command. I don't think Congress high command is bothered about this issue. These are all the local fellows trying to make themselves as a great heroes also. So one MLA, he has got a big farm and where he has got thousands of cattle. And he has also said, the Congress MLA who is elected, but is there in jail for some other offense. So from his side, there has been a demand for this kind of thing also. But I think this is going to be a big issue, not only in day-to-day kind of problems that people are facing. There are going to be agitations. BJP wanted some kind of tool to protest against the government, other than whatever the kind of demoralized situation in which they are there. So this will be a very handy tool for them. And as you said, secondly, the kind of vigilantism it is there in Karnataka, especially coastal Karnataka and Chikmagalur, Shimoga areas and all that. It's going to be a very, problematic. I don't think government will have enough power or the kind of capacity to control such feelings, because when the previous government has done this, and these people are doing it as a kind of revenge, or the kind of whatever popularity they want to gain from 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Maybe till then the matter will be kept, burning, or matters being discussed and debated and all that.
Yeah, I think, you've really made Professor, you've made a very good point, because this is obviously, the Congress is done now, it's in power in Karnataka. It has its eye on all the elections which are now knocking at its doorstep. It is not really about the cow, it's about how they can influence and create an impression. It could be Telangana, it could be Rajasthan, it could be, any other, Andhra Pradesh. It is just to show that they are more secular than any other party, and that's, I think, is the real intent of trying to, tamper with what is already in place. And like you said, no farmers, nobody else, but that also doesn't mean that one should not look at something just because there have been no complaints. But let us go further and see, and that's a good point for me to end this conversation. Professor Chambi, Puranik, as always, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. Satish, thank you very much indeed, and Wajihulla, thank you indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, like Professor Puranik said, this is not just about the cow, it is about politics and elections in different states. I am going to leave you with what the Animal Husbandry Minister said about this entire controversy.